Hello everyone. I'm Hana, and welcome back to Hana's Japan Radio. Oh my gosh, okay, today's episode. I am so excited about today's episode. Genuinely, I have been waiting to talk about this for weeks. We are talking about Ikebana, the Japanese art of flower arranging. And before you think, oh, Hana, that's just putting flowers in a vase, no. No. Laugh softly, please trust me. This is so much more than that. By the end of today, I promise you, you will never look at a simple flower arrangement the same way again. Okay, so let me just start by saying the word itself. Ikebana. Ikaru means to keep alive, or to arrange. Hana means flowers. So Ikebana literally means living flowers. Isn't that beautiful? Not just decorating with flowers. Keeping them alive. There's already something so poetic about that, you know? And here's the thing that really gets me, Ikebana is not about filling a vase with as many pretty flowers as you can find. It's actually the opposite. It's about space. Emptiness. The negative space between the stems is just as important as the flowers themselves. In Japan we have this concept called which means negative space, or meaningful pause. And Ikebana is basically made visible. The empty air between a single curving branch and one perfect bloom, that is the art. Can you believe that? I still get goosebumps thinking about it. So let me take you back a little bit. Ikebana has been around for over 600 years. 600 years. It actually started as a religious practice. Buddhist monks would offer flowers at altars, and these offerings became more and more refined over time. The oldest school of Ikebana, called Ikenabo, was founded by a monk named Ono no Amoko way back in the 6th century, though the school really took its formal shape in the 15th century. And that school, Ikenabo, still exists today. In Kyoto. Right here in Kyoto, where I grew up. Their headquarters is at Rakakudo Temple, which is this beautiful little hexagonal temple right in the middle of the city. I have walked past it so many times. It's surrounded by busy streets and shops, and then suddenly there's this ancient, quiet temple just sitting there. And the Ikenabo school has been based there for centuries. Oh wait, I just have to tell you this story. So when I was maybe 12 or 13, my mom signed me up for an Ikebana class. A real one, at a proper studio near our neighborhood. And I remember being so nervous walking in because the teacher, this very elegant older woman, we called her sensei, of course, she had this presence, you know? Like very calm and precise. And I walked in expecting it to be easy. I thought, how hard can flowers be, right? Laughs softly, oh, Hana. Oh, young Hana. The very first lesson, sensei handed me 3 stems. Just 3. A tall branch, a medium-length flower, and a small leaf. And she said, arrange them. And I thought, okay, I'll just put them in the vase. Simple. But she kept watching me, very quietly, and then she said, I still remember this, she said, you are thinking about what looks pretty. Think instead about what is true. And I had no idea what she meant. I was 12. But she showed me how each stem has a natural direction it wants to grow. A natural lean, a natural curve. And your job as the arranger is to listen to the plant and honor that. Not force it into what you think it should look like. Listen to it. That has honestly stayed with me so much. It sounds simple, but I wonder if it's similar in your country? This idea of listening to nature instead of controlling it. Because in Ikebana, you are not the boss. The flower is the boss. You are just helping it be its most beautiful, truest self. Okay, so let me talk about the different schools, because this is fascinating. There are actually over 3,000 schools of Ikebana in Japan today. 3,000. The most well-known are Ikenabo, which is the oldest, then Ohara, and then Sojetsu. And they each have a very different philosophy. Ikenabo is the classical, traditional style. Very structured, very spiritual. There are specific rules about angles, about the three main lines. They represent heaven, earth, and humanity. In Japanese, ten, chi, jin. And the arrangement is essentially a conversation between the sky, the ground, and us, the human beings in between. This is my favorite part, the idea that when you arrange flowers in Ikebana, you are literally recreating the whole universe in miniature. Heaven reaching up, earth grounding down, and the human stem connecting them. Ah, I love that so much. Then there's Ohara school, which started in the late 1800s, and it was actually kind of revolutionary. The founder, Unshin Ohara, started using Western flowers, roses, tulips, things that had just come to Japan, in Ikebana arrangements. He created a style that uses wide, shallow bowls instead of tall vases, and the arrangements look almost like a landscape, like a little garden you're looking down into. It's softer, more naturalistic. And then Sojetsu is the most modern. It was founded in 1927 by Sofu Teshigahara, and his idea was radical. He said Ikebana can be done by anyone, anywhere, with anything. Not just flowers. You could use driftwood, wire, newspaper, plastic, whatever speaks to you. The Sojetsu school is about personal expression above everything else. It's very avant-garde, very free. So you have this whole spectrum, you know? From 600-year-old temple offerings to modern art installations with newspaper and wire. And they're all Ikebana. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and I have to tell you about my Obeikan, my grandma. She practiced Ikebana for most of her adult life. Ikenabo school, very classical. And her arrangements were always in the tokonoma, that's the special alcove in a traditional Japanese room, like a display nook, and she would change the arrangement with the seasons. Cherry blossoms in spring. Irises in early summer, the purple ones, oh they smelled incredible. Autumn leaves and dried seed pods in fall. A single branch of winterberry in the cold months, those tiny red berries on bare dark wood. I grew up watching her do this and I didn't fully understand it then, but now I realize she was marking time. Each arrangement was like a little ceremony. A quiet way of saying, this season is here. Let us notice it. Let us be grateful for it. I miss her arrangements so much. There's something about the smell of fresh-cut stems in water, that clean, slightly green smell, that immediately brings me back to her house. Sitting on tatami, woven straw floor mats, watching her work with total concentration. She never rushed. Even when I was fidgeting and asking questions, she would just keep going. Slow and steady. And the finished arrangement always looked so effortless, even though I watched every careful decision she made. Let's talk about the tools quickly, because they're so cool. The main tool is called a kens, K-E-N-Z-A-N, and it's this little metal block covered in sharp spikes, kind of like a tiny bed of nails. You press it into the bottom of the vase or bowl, and then you push the flower stems into the spikes to hold them in place. It sounds kind of brutal, right? But it actually lets you position stems at very precise angles. You can make a flower lean just 3 degrees to the left. Total control, tiny adjustments. The kenzen is everything. And the scissors used in Ikebana, hazami, they're heavy and sharp, very specific to this craft. You cut stems at an angle, often underwater, to help them absorb more water and stay alive longer. Keeping the flowers living. Back to that idea of Ikebana, living flowers. One thing I find so moving about Ikebana is its relationship with impermanence. In Japanese culture there's this concept called mono no aware, the bittersweet awareness that all beautiful things are temporary. Cherry blossoms are the perfect symbol because they bloom for just 1 week and then they fall. And Ikebana is the same. Your arrangement will wilt. It will fade. And that's okay. That's part of it. You make it with love and care, and then you let it go. There's something really healing about that, I think. In a world where we try to preserve and hold on to everything, Ikebana says, make something beautiful and let it be temporary. Maybe that's enough. I actually tried to do a little arrangement at home last week, just by myself, thinking of everything I remembered from those classes when I was 12. I bought some branches from the market, these lovely curving ones with tiny buds just starting to open, and one stem of white freesia. The smell of freesia, oh my gosh, it's like sweet and fresh at the same time. I cannot describe it. And I spent like 40 minutes just trying to find the right angle for that branch. My roommate walked in and said, "Hana, why are you staring at sticks?" Laughed softly, and I tried to explain the concept of Ma and she just walked away. But when the arrangement was done, I put it on the windowsill, and honestly, I felt so calm. That focus, that slowness, that quiet attention, it was like meditation. I totally understand now why people practice this for decades. If you ever get the chance to try an Ikebana class, even just one beginner class, please do it. Most big cities around the world now have Sojetsu or Ohara school branches, so it's not just in Japan anymore. Or honestly, next time you have flowers at home, try this. Take just 3 stems. 3. And place them thinking about heaven, earth, and you in between. Think about what they want to look like, not what you want them to look like. Give them space. See what happens. Ikebana taught me that stillness is a skill. That silence has shape. That you can say something profound with one branch and one flower and a lot of beautiful empty air around them. And in our loud, busy, overwhelming world, I think that lesson is more important than ever. Okay everyone, I think that is everything I wanted to share today about Ikebana. I hope you loved it as much as I love talking about it. If you have ever tried Ikebana, or if you practice it, please write to me, I would genuinely love to hear your story. And if you go try it after this episode, tell me too. Tell me everything. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really does mean the world to me that you tune in. I'm Hana, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mata ni, see you soon. Take care of yourselves, okay? Bye bye.